morning, everyone. I'm Zia and this is Chasing the Moon RV. I'm really excited today because I am finally slowing down after those first 3 months of rushing to make sure I got all the provinces under my belt. I'm back in Nova Scotia now, and I'm in a small town called Tatamagouche. Behind me you can see an area that's known as Creamery Square. This property was an old creamery where they made milk and cream and butter, and I don't know if they made cheese, but I don't think so. Anyway, now it's a series of buildings that hold an art gallery, a museum, a general store, and on the weekends a farmer's market. And today happens to be Saturday morning. So when I arrived yesterday, a group of ladies at work here were getting things organized, and they convinced me not to rush on towards Moncton or down to the US where I am going to be ending up. They asked me to stay, to come to the farmer's market. They told me there was a shower in the ladies' washroom and that it was free. And my hair was in dire need of a wash, so I was really, really happy about that. I stocked up on groceries yesterday. It's a lovely little town. The main street is full of old buildings that now hold very cool restaurants and some interesting shops. And today, besides going into the farmer's market, just about a minute's walk down the trail is the old railroad station, the old brick station building, and it's now being turned into a restaurant, and they even have music there, entertainment there a few nights a week. So I'm going to have a stroll around. It's just feeling so much easier to do that now that the temperatures have cooled, and the sun's out this morning. It's supposed to only be maybe 13 Celsius, which is what, mid-50s Fahrenheit, and that's perfectly fine. I can dress up and make myself warmer. It's getting myself cooler this past 3 months that was so difficult. So anyway, I will take you along with me. This pathway is part of the longest network of multi-use recreational trails in the world. It's the Trans-Canada Trail, and it stretches 28,000 kilometers from coast to coast. This is the old train station in Tatamagouche. And apparently, well, there's a restaurant here and some shops, but also there are old train cars that have been turned into accommodation, and you can stay in these. What a quirky little shop. It was a mix of collectibles, memorabilia, and souvenir items. So much to look at. Attached to the store was a cozy cafe that even had a fireplace in the corner. It was a great place to have a coffee or tea. Well, I'm too late for breakfast and too early for dinner, so I guess I'm going to have some lunch. Looking for crumbs at the end of another market day. I found the museum really interesting, especially the special section for Anna Swan, who was born in 1846 and died in 1888. She was over 7'11" and was born in Millbrook near Tatamagouche. I know this video was quite a departure from the type of video I've been posting, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. It was one of the best days I've had so far on this trip, and I'm hoping to have more of those kind of days where I can actually go into some of the little towns and have a look around, browse some of the shops, as well as continuing to do a fair bit of driving and seeing the beautiful scenery in these different places. When I left Newfoundland, I had to drive back down through Cape Breton, back into Nova Scotia, where you just saw me in Tatamagouche. I made a little stop in a place called Northport to do a private little video for a friend, and then back into New Brunswick and into Moncton, because my nephew, who, if you saw some of my earlier videos, who was in Medicine Hat in Alberta, happened to be working in Moncton. And so we were able to get together and go out for dinner twice, 2 nights in a row. And then on my third night in Moncton, I spent the afternoon with his landlady. We really hit it off and had coffee with her in her home. She invited me to stay for dinner. And so when my nephew came home from work, I was sitting in her kitchen, which I think kind of surprised him. And then that evening, she invited 4 of her girlfriends over. 3 of them were able to come, even though it was short notice, and we had a wonderful evening together. I am meeting some incredible women on this leg of the journey. In Tatamagouche, Paula and Beth and several other ladies who, unfortunately, I didn't get their names, were so welcoming. When they told me I could stay in the Creamery Square parking lot overnight, I came down the next morning and they all greeted me like I was an old friend. And then at the end of the day, when the market was over, Beth, who had been working tirelessly all day and the days leading up to the market, offered to take me on a tour of the area, the local area, and then took me for coffee at the train station cafe. So it was just, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. So nice meeting all these lovely people. Going back to Moncton, I didn't get any video while I was there, even though I was there for 3 nights. And I didn't even get a picture of myself with my nephew, which I'm kicking myself for now. But downtown Moncton, the old part of Moncton, I thought was a really pretty little area. The old brick buildings there. And 2 nights in a row we had dinner in restaurants on the main street down there. So I didn't get any footage of Moncton, I'm afraid, but I did have a lovely time there. Let me know in the comments, please, if you enjoyed this kind of video, if you'd like to see more like that. I'm hoping to do more like that. Give me a thumbs up, a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. That would be great. And hit the bell if you want to be notified when the next video is coming out. You can see Charlie back there in his little bed down on the floor. He's had his dinner. We've been driving a fair bit today, so he's having a little nap now, and we'll go out for a walk shortly. And wherever you are, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you've had an absolutely fabulous day, and I'll say bye-bye for now.